Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Alex from Part-Time First Sergeant, and this video is part 1 of 2 where I talk about your NCOER-Support Form, aka your 2166-8-1. Check this out. Now, the NCOER-Support Form, along with counseling statements, along with your NCOER, are things that in the National Guard we don't do very often. We should. I'll put myself in that category of soldiers that procrastinate in this area, not only for my individual NCOER and support form, but also for those who I used to rate in the past. I preach, but I struggle with this area. This video is really an attempt at a solution for a common problem. I recently had an NCODP/workshop that specifically discussed the support form and strategies that we can use going forward so we can be more effective in leading our soldiers and evaluating their performance. And this is something that I'm applying to myself as well. So I'm talking the talk and I'm in the beginning stages of walking the actual walk. So hang with me there. I'm by no way, shape, or form a subject matter expert when it comes to NCOER support form, nor am I a living example of what to do. But here are some strategies that I hope to see soldiers take and NCOs taking going forward to reduce the backlog and the latency in NCOERs in our units, and also to be more effective leaders and evaluators and developers of soldiers and subordinate NCOs as we can be, right? I know we cut corners because we're limited in time, but this could be a very effective tool. As you heard on my 2-minute drill on a previous video that I talked about NCOER support form, during my workshop in my unit, I instructed soldiers to ensure they fill out the left side, have a conversation with their raters, and then going forward that they carry 2 copies with them. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, guys, so this is the NCOER support form, as you can see here. There are 4 sections to the NCOER support form. So part 1, section 1, is mainly administrative data, as it says here. So part 2, as you can see here, is more administrative data. It says authentication. And this is more geared towards information regarding your rater, senior rater, and reviewer. NCOs who require a reviewer are those who are senior rated by a lieutenant and below. So if you're a captain and above and you're a senior rater on the NCOER, then you're good to go. You do not need a reviewer. Moving on over to section 3. Section 3 is your duty descriptions. And this is one of those things that you may be filling this out throughout the rating period and also during your actual write-up of your NCOER. So principal duty title and duty MOSC. And just in case you didn't know, your duty MOSC is the duty that you actually perform. So for example, if you are a squad leader, but you are in a position of a platoon sergeant, not because your platoon sergeant is out for a couple of months, but I mean like you have no platoon sergeant and you were assigned as the platoon sergeant for that platoon. In that event, you will be rated as a platoon sergeant as opposed to a squad leader because that is the function that you are performing. Daily duties and scopes is pretty straightforward. You can copy and paste this from previous NCOERs for NCOs that have been rated in that position. Areas of emphasis and appointed duties. This is something that you can fill out right in the beginning of your NCOER support form. So for appointed duties, these are officially appointed duties by your commander with a memo. Physical fitness and military bearing, straightforward. And then we get down to part 4, block alpha, which now talks about Army values. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna say that I have a solution or answer for that. You know, I'm not very good in this area as far as setting up a target and what to do and what not to do. But if you have any recommendations, make sure you put it in the comments below because I'd love to hear what you have for that. Moving on to blocks Bravo through Foxtrot in section 4, you'll see that you have competencies, physical fitness, military bearing, leadership, training, and responsibilities and accountability down here. So this left side of your NCOER support form is supposed to be completed by the individual soldier who's being rated, or the NCO that's being rated. So once you complete that section and set your targets, you're supposed to have a printout of this, sit down with your rater, and actually discuss and negotiate areas that you want to focus on for the upcoming evaluation year. Don't go soft on this. Make sure that you have SMART goals. And when I say SMART, I don't mean like an intelligent goals. I mean like these things, SMART goals. just saying. And just to give you a quick sneak peek, this is what I gave my NCOs for during our workshop when we talked about completing their NCOER support form, right? Because these are supposed to be completed at the beginning of your rating period, not right before you're getting your NCOER completed by your rater. So you notice here that these are topics and not necessarily specific bullets. These are ideas to get them going, for them to go further and dissect it down specific to their position and duty. So under competencies, I put things like complete your NCOES for the current rank and the next rank. You know, complete your SSDs, which is like, come on, right? And as a leader, you should make sure that your subordinates are completing their SSDs as well. Develop platoon medal class using performance measures and task numbers from the TMS. So this is pretty basic. This is basic NCO duties. You train your soldiers, right? So if you're a squad leader, you should know what your squad's medal tasks are and what your function is within the company medal. And you can pull your medal tasks and task numbers, and you can design class bases off of that. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to invent anything. All the performance measures are there, and classes are pre-written because they are very specific items that you need to hit when conducting your training. So you can be given your class right there with actions, conditions, and standards. Moving on to physical fitness, I put on here that something very specific to an individual NCO's performance, but this was just to give them an idea. This is not for them to take verbatim, copy and paste, and modify it, you know, with their specific information. But this is more to trigger an idea of the things that they could do as an NCO, as a leader. So they need to modify this to account for their soldiers, right? So it's not increasing his or her specific performance in this area, but increasing the average or the overall score for their soldiers in their platoons and their squads and their teams. All right, guys, I'm going to end it right here because this video is getting a little bit long, but make sure you check part 2 of this video where I continue talking about your NCOER support form. Just click on the link right here. Also, make sure you check me out on social media at Part-Time First Sergeant with a hashtag Drill Weekend. And let's continue this conversation. Thank you.